Hello YouTube, it's Caleb again, aka Ashenclone, with another video for you guys. And before I start, this is going to be my last video for a little while, because I'm going to be very busy in the summer. I've got a holiday planned to Spain, and I've also got some other plans, so this is the only video you'll see for the next few weeks, or maybe a month even, but I will be back very soon, don't worry. But yeah, it's really hard to fit everything in, so I hope you enjoy this video. And whilst you're waiting for my next video, you can always go back to my previous videos, because there's quite a few of you who still haven't seen one or two of my videos. I've got some videos of mine have got higher views and some have got lower views, so you know, go back through the catalogue and check them out. But anyway, on to this video. Today's going to be a video based on the whole history of Tiger's R-Zone system. One of the worst systems ever made, for sure. Definitely. Tiger started back in the late 90s, maybe if it was even the mid 90s or early 90s, I'm not sure. They started making these LCD games. I don't think they were a huge hit. They were really rubbish, crappy animation, quite cheaply made as well. And they decided, because the Virtual Boy came out in the mid-90s, they thought they'd have a go first with this system. This was the very first R-Zone system that came out back in 1995. This was the headgear version. It's by far the worst, but in my opinion it's the best looking system physically. And also the cool thing about it is that that is a transparent screen, which does project the game onto quite well, which is nice. And I love this controller, one of my favourite controllers of all time. The buttons, the D-pad, they just feel so right. And at first, when I first got this system, I thought this was the cartridge port. Turns out this is the cartridge port. This is just simply another holder or case that you can store another game cartridge in. So that's you know, quite a nice unique feature that you don't see with many systems, especially handheld. But yeah, that is my favourite system in terms of looks, but technically it's the worst. Then Tiger came out with this system, the R-Zone Super Screen. I'm not really sure what this was meant to compete against, but the idea of it having the biggest screen was probably trying to compete with every single handheld out there, to try and have the biggest screen possible in a handheld machine. I mean, if you do a size comparison there, this system is almost the size of that screen, so it is quite a huge system. And this is by far the ugliest looking system out of the three in terms of looks. Look how huge it is. It's ginormous. That is meant to be portable, and it's quite heavy as well, and there's not even any batteries or games inserted into it. And one of the reasons why it was so huge is the fact that you put the cartridge right through here, and right there, if you could see, there's a really huge projector. Quite a big projector compared to the other two, because they all rely on a sort of projection system. But this one seems to have a bigger projector, hence projecting on a much bigger screen. And the games are meant to be turned into colour. All systems use the same games for the whole lot, but each of them are really useless, to be honest, in playing the games. The animation and the gameplay is almost the same as that, but you've just got a bigger screen, and it's sort of added a bit of colour. I don't know how. I'm not even sure if you're meant to have an overlay over this or something. It's really huge, and the buttons are terrible. This is meant to be a D-pad, though I wouldn't really feel that that is really responsive at all. Those look like pills or something. Those buttons are kind of nice. They're laid out right, and the logo doesn't look too bad either. But apart from that, it's really huge, really heavy, and the build quality on this is quite poor. Sort of like a made in China thing. Really bulky. It's sort of like a tabletop arcade machine. If you think about it, it's so big. So yeah. And then Tiger had one last attempt with this, the R-Zone XPG Extreme Pocket game. This one looks really futuristic, and what I like about this is the futuristic style of the game. I still like this one more because it looks a little bit more futuristic, but this one comes in a very close second, and that is a red screen. So that is meant to sort of be similar with the Virtual Boy in terms of gameplay, because you're looking at a red mirror, and then there's your projection, and then there's the cartridge slot, so it all projects fully onto this. But it looks really futuristic. The only thing I would have liked for this system is for it to be a little bit slimmer and smaller. But the D-pad is very nice. That is a very good responsive D-pad, much better than that. You can clearly see they've made some sort of improvements along the way. And these buttons are far better than those ones as well, horrible ones from the Super Screen. So this is basically the same as that, but this is the handheld version. This is not really, you know, put it on your head and look like an idiot type of game. This is a really nice system, but unfortunately, because it uses the same games, you're not really making full use out of the actual system. So yeah, but in terms of rarity, this is by far the rarest system. This is the only R-Zone XPG I've actually come across on eBay for the last 2 years. I'm not sure how rare they are in America. Probably not as rare as in the UK, but you know, I haven't seen one of these in ages. I bought this off eBay. I just had to get it to complete my collection. As for this one, in terms of rarity, it's uncommon. You do see 1 or 2 of them, but not that often. You probably only see about 3 or 4 of them a year on eBay. But when they do come up, they go for serious money. The last one I think sold for about 40 UK pounds. And this one's the most common one. You can find this very easily in America, and sometimes on eBay they come up quite often. You can probably get a couple of these still with the box and sealed even. So yeah, these are not too rare. These are just uncommon. That's rare and that's ultra rare. So yeah, this one you can find quite in a few places. Probably the most popular unit because it was the first one and everyone bought it at the time and thought it was amazing. And then after seeing these two, they just didn't bother. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please rate, subscribe, comment, and follow me on Twitter as well, Ashenclone. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.